PTA coach. We are back in the house, guys. We are back in the house. Please like, share, and subscribe. Okay. Make sure you hit that notification button so you know exactly when I come on, guys. What am I talking about from now till I get home? Okay. The exam is around the corner. I've been talking about this for the longest, guys. The exam day is here. For those of you that will be taking the exam, I'm talking about the Npte, okay, PTA State Board exam. It will be on October the 8th and the 9th, okay? Today, guys, today is the 2nd of October, okay? We have about 6 days left or less than that, okay? And so I want all of you to remember all the things that I talked about. If you don't remember, that's fine. Go back and watch some of the videos when I talked about this exam. One of the many things I said is this exam is not a walk in the park. If we think we're going to go in there and skate through this exam, no way, guys. Okay? Is it possible to pass this exam? Yes, it is. Now, at this point, it's just last few days of review. If there are any topics out of the 5 major topics that you will be tested on that you have not even touched, you're late. I'm sorry to say that, okay? You're late. So, once again, guys, go watch all my videos. I've talked about a lot of things about how I was able to go into that exam and conquer and become a licensed physical therapist assistant in the state of Texas. Okay. And I've shared so many tips. Now, a lot of you are probably using apps or books or certain study guides. That's fine. For a lot of you, this might not be your first time taking this exam. And I've talked extensively about that. Okay. Now, I can't even talk about review at this time. Well, I can, right? But I can't talk about a lot of things that I want to talk about, right? Because this is just 6 days away. However, we will be having I'll call it a last minute, just brief overview review for those of you that are interested. Okay, we're gonna meet over Zoom and go over a few things. Once again, guys, if you've gone to other review courses and you have not achieved success, it's time a lot of things need to change. Remember, you only have 6 lifetime attempts at this exam. Only six. Only six. And actually, if you score 400 or less 2 times in a row, you're out. Okay? Now, that's just what it is. I don't make this stuff up. I don't make it up. That's just exactly what it is. Okay? So we will be having a last minute review coming up this weekend. So for a lot of you that will be taking this exam on the 8th or the 9th, you want to come in there and get that review done. It's a lot, guys. A lot of us have been through PTA school, and I know the challenges, okay? Now, once again, I'm your coach. When you come to the review, I'm not going to start teaching you stuff from scratch. That's a waste of your time and your resources because the review, the workshop is not free. I have to make that very clear. It's not free, okay? So come in so I can show you how to succeed. I always talk about crossing the bridge. When I say cross the bridge, I mean for all of you to get your license. So right now, I want you to focus on that. Don't focus on the job prospects. There's jobs everywhere. I'm talking about the people in America. Now, in other countries, I don't know how it works, guys. But if you are in America and you're getting ready to take that exam, okay, the job prospects are plenty. As a matter of fact, once you get your license, you shouldn't have to wait 2 weeks. 2 weeks is too long to get a job, okay? Yes, I am a coach. I am a coach, okay? I coach on a lot of things. For a lot of you in the world of physical therapy, you know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? I am in the world of physical therapy. I've been doing this for the past 8 years. And what happens is every year there's these state board exams that we have to take to get licensed. So that's exactly what I'm talking about on this video. A lot of you that are in school or you graduated recently, you know exactly what I'm talking about. 5 major areas that we need to know. Okay, 5 major areas: musculoskeletal system, cardiopulmonary system, okay, nervous system, other systems, and non-systems. 5 major areas. And it's almost impossible to pass the exam if we don't pass the 3 major areas. If we don't, because there's a lot of questions, guys. There's lots of stuff, like plenty, like a plethora of topics, things to study. Okay. If you can't get through musculoskeletal, you can't get through cardiopulmonary and nervous system, it's almost impossible to pass the exam. It's almost impossible to pass the exam. And once again, I can't say this enough. You only get 6 chances, 6 lifetime attempts. I didn't make the rules, guys. That's just what it is. 6 time lifetime attempts. So if you took it the first time and you failed, you took it the second time, you failed, third time, fourth, fifth, you only have one chance, one chance to get this right, and that's it. Okay? One chance to get this right, and that's it. So we have to take this seriously, guys, like seriously. And I'm going to share some tips before I go, guys. Now, when it comes to questions, I want you to think of it this way. Let's say, for example, they ask, I always give this example, guys, DVT, deep vein thrombosis, okay? There's 5 or more possible ways that they can ask you a question on DVT. Now, once again, come to the workshop. The question might be stuff like they'll set up a question that says something about DVT and see if you can identify if it's a DVT. That's one. Number two, they might ask you a question about determining a DVT. Okay, how does it present? How is it diagnosed? They might present a clinical scenario. Hey, you're working with a patient in a clinic or a home health setting, okay? And the patient complains to you that their calf muscles are aching. And you take a look at the calf muscles and it's red, okay? Which is like erythema, right? And it's swollen and it's painful. What would you do? That could be in the form of a question, okay? That is an emerging question, guys, by the way. If you have a patient that has that going on, do not make sure they don't exercise. You need to take the immediate action, okay? If it's in a home health setting, they need to go to the ER, okay? Because that's an emergency. You know why? If that thrombus breaks, it becomes what we call an embolus. Embolus is a clot that is traveling, and it could possibly travel to the patient's lungs or to their heart, and you guys know what could happen, or what could possibly, you can imagine what could possibly happen if that happens, okay? So things like that. I feel like this test, this exam rather, is a test of our knowledge of also things like safety, like what I just talked about, okay? So for every topic out there, or pathology, or things that we're learning, there's different ways the question can be asked. So I want you to broaden up your mindset, not just learning about one thing or two things, but think of it this way. What are the possible ways of this question being, of this topic being asked, and how can I go out there and answer this question so I can pass my exam? Okay, it's important that we pass. This a score of 600 and higher is a pass. 600 and above is a pass. That's just the truth. Now, if you scored a 400, guys, that's danger. That's dangerous, because if you score it one more time lower, that's it. I've said this so many times. So if you scored a 400, you need to come to the workshop immediately, like immediately, okay? Because there's pieces of the puzzle that needs to be fixed immediately. And you scoring a 400, I'm not judging you, but it's telling me a lot of things, guys. I would actually question how you graduate from school and what type of review you are doing. And I want to know like details, like what is it that is hindering you? Is it a lack of understanding, or maybe you're not putting enough time into your studies? Either way, I'm here to help, guys. I am here to help. All right, guys. So I'm about to round up at this time. Please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification button. If you need more information, if you need to contact me, you can send an email to email address, which is my last name, aka LUSO, the number 40 at gmail.com. That's AKALUSO, the number 40 at gmail.com. Okay, guys, so I have to stop at this time. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification button so you know exactly when I come on. And feel free to drop a comment, guys. If there's anything that you feel like I need to cover or talk about regarding the state board exam that is coming up soon, drop that in the comment, okay? Reach out to me. Let's set up this time for the workshop. We'll have a last minute workshop, okay, so we can do like a review. Please make sure you join. All right, guys. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Please enjoy the rest of your day and stay blessed. Bye bye.